Shemai, croeso i'r perfformiad. Don't worry, you haven't accidentally tuned into S4C. To celebrate St David's Day, I'm chatting to my fellow Welsh colleague, Dr. Rhys Smith. Hello, Rhys.
Hello.
Good, thank you. So, Rhys, could you tell me a bit about your role here and what you do?
Okay, well, apart from being Welsh, obviously. It takes up a lot of my time. I'm also the Museum Studies Programme Director. So I teach and I also administrate the Museum Studies Programme.
That's fascinating. And you teach it here in the museum, which is quite unique.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of good Museum Studies programmes out there, obviously, but the great thing here is you've got all the professionals kind of coming in and chatting to you. And, you know, if I want to talk about display, I take students downstairs and I show them display. If I want to talk about storage techniques, I can take them in the store. So it's great. We've got everything to hand. And we've got not only the Museum of English Rural Life, where we are at the moment, we've got the special collections and the archives, so students can access those as well if they're thinking about possible other careers.
Yeah.
We've also got the Your Museum of Greek Archaeology, Cole Museum of Zoology, and we've got tons of other collections around campus which you've talked about in other videos. So
fantastic. So students really have all these resources at their fingertips.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-year undergraduate course.
Yes, it is, and it's a joint degree, so you can either do it with, at the moment, classical studies or archaeology.
Yeah.
So the great thing is you're specialising in something while you're learning all these museum skills about, you know, interpretation and sort of collections care and things like that.
Fantastic. And could you give me a few examples of the modules students will undertake? First years, second years, third years?
Okay, in the first year it's really about your skills of analysis, because a lot of people come to it and they might have visited a few museums but they don't really know kind of how they work. So they first of all learn about how we communicate and interpret, primarily through display. And that's the first year module, communication and interpretation. And then we have history, policy and ethics, which we're doing at the moment. And last week my students were having debates about things like whether Dippy the dinosaur should be moved and whether people should have been ejected from the Natural History Museum for wearing onesies and other current news stories.
Fantastic.
They do find the best stories.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get them from. And so in the second year you kind of get a bit more behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So there's a learning and engagement module. There's a curatorship and collections management module which is running at the moment. It runs in the spring, so my students are in the archives researching objects, writing catalogues, labels.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And they get to do a placement in the second year, and then in the third year, which is a bit scary, but exciting as well, they get to put together their own exhibition as a group.
Which is fabulous.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting and an excellent experience for any future museum professional.
Yeah, and you realise how hard it is as well. It seems like something that would be quite fun and, you know, you take your time pinning things up, but having put together exhibitions myself, I know how fraught it can be. So it's a good test of kind of project management skills, you know, because after your third year you're going to be going out into the world of work, and
yes.
If you can manage an exhibition, you can manage most things.
That's fantastic. And if potential students want to find out more, where should they go?
Well, if they go to the Mill website, which this is connected with, we do have a page on there that links through to various things. But if you go on UCAS, if you're, you know, applying for programmes at the moment, we're on there. We're just on the internet, basically. If you put Museum Studies, University of Reading, you'll find us some way. I won't give out a full web address.
No, we'll put a link.
Yes, we'll put a link.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Rhys, for chatting to me today. And d'abord!